I'm calling this meeting to order. Ooh, hold on. Can we get it? Yep. Oh, that's pretty impressive. Calling this meeting to order. I am glad to see a good crowd out. I think we need more hot topics to get these crowds out. It would be nice for the public to hear everything that is going on. I'm going to start out with the thought of the day. A rumor is like a check. Excuse me? A rumor is like a check. Never endorse it till you're sure it's genuine. It's quoted from The Positive Mom. Pledge of Allegiance, Bruce.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Trustee Haslam, can we get the roll call?
Yes, Chairwoman Elaine Vambershaw.
Here.
Mr. Klosky. Mr. Amos.
Here.
Mr. Gruno.
Here.
Mr. Haslam, I'm here. We have Kent Chichone, our community manager. Cindy Mahalik, our district clerk. Garrett Olson, our general counsel. Lynn Britt, assistant to the community manager. Charles Henley, our finance manager. Kathy Mendez, manager of food and beverage. I didn't see Bill Balash, but he might be here. Dominic Toigo from Property Services, and Jason Pierman, Vice President of SDS. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Thank you, Trustee Haslam. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Please note there is no additions. And I need an approval of the agenda.
Second.
Motion is passed. Presentations and proclamations, we have none.
I think we needed a vote.
Okay, we need a vote on that. All in favor?
Aye.
Those not in favor, nay. All right. Presentations and proclamations, there are none. We need approval of minutes. Any additions or corrections of the minutes from March 19th and March 24th? None? I need a motion. No.
I make
Hearing
a motion
none.
to approve the minutes.
All right, hearing none. Minutes stand as written. Sorry, guys. How about our treasurer's report? Trustee Grunow?
Okay, we have approached the halfway point in our fiscal year. So as of going forward now, we will be in the second 6 months. Our total cash on hand remains at $36,600. Our total cash balance in the general fund is $6,294,354. Our checks over $15,000 for the period ending March 26th is Brightview Golf, $45,915. We have Florida Blue Employee Health Insurance, $46,113. Sales tax to the Florida Department of Revenue, $24,587. Paychecks, which is our payroll, ending 26, $99,568. We have Treasury, U.S. Treasury for income tax, $26,496. Again, we have paychecks payroll, $101,518. And again, to the United States Treasury, $27,266. Our total expenditures for the period ending March 26th was $487,236.69.
Thank you, Mr. Grunow. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, the report stands as written. All right, next step is our audience participation, and we have a good amount of people here. Can I ask everyone to turn your cell phones off, please? I do want to welcome all the attendees, but be aware that this is a business meeting for the Board of Trustees. Here we as trustees are allowed to openly discuss issues that come before Barefoot Bay as provided by the Sunshine Law of the state of Florida. There is audience participation. Today is an unusual meeting in that we do have a executive session at 2 o'clock. So I know you all have your 3 minutes and you'd like to get up here and talk. If someone has come up and said their piece and it's the same as yours, if you would consider waiting or not coming up, that would help us along. We do hear you. We may not be able to answer you, but we do hear you. Today's agenda is light, and there are topics here that I'm sure many of you would like to speak on, so I'm anxious to hear your response. But if it's not on the agenda, the time to do it will be at our workshop and town hall, where we have much more time to do that. So, anyone who wishes can speak for 3 minutes or less. If it is about an agenda item, state the item before beginning. Please do not start a debate with anyone. This is just you stating your opinion. If you have a question, please direct it to me, and I will either provide an answer or refer it to another person if it can be answered. Questions and answers may not extend your 3 minutes. Let's start with, I'm going to go in the order that I got them. Rich Swatlow.
Rich Swatlow, 636 Marlin Circle. Last month, a resident spoke about the gazebo behind Building A. He stated we get very little revenue from its use by private functions. The overall cost of building and installing the gazebo was over $100,000, and there is little general use of this area by residents. Building A is one of the few buildings in the area that residents or non-residents can use to hold functions like weddings. Maybe it's time to look at an outside vendor to manage just some of the events there for higher revenue. It could be easy as a word change, wedding revenue including a gazebo. They pay if they use it or not. I know Building A is heavily used, but events like weddings are planned a year in advance. Or on taco night, serves special tequila drinks at the gazebo. Secondly, I have lived in the Bay for 12 years. When I moved here, I read the DOR and felt it was very fair. I still do. What I did not know was the complexity of enforcing them. In my area, there are 5 homes that do not follow some of the rules. Some have been written up, some have not. The connecting factor is for over 3 years, there has been little change by the owners to correct their homes to be in compliance with the DOR, partially because the department has a very complex system to get them in compliance. The joke in the Bay is, the joke in the Bay about the DOR is, what are they going to do, take my pool pass away? This topic has been brought up before, and I have been told it would be very time-consuming and a change in our charter would be needed. I wish I could say that I could see in the future that changes enforcement will happen, but I'm afraid that compliance about unkept homes in the Bay are continue. Thirdly, building a fire pit in the Bay, drinking and a fire. What could go wrong with this idea? And lastly, a lot of people are here to speak on certain topics, but in my opinion, they should have been at the meeting here 2 weeks ago when we had the open talk at the workshop, and also the upcoming meeting that's also a workshop where the residents could talk directly to the Board of Trustees, and the Board of Trustees would be able to talk to them. At this meeting, for the most part, you can make a statement, but the Board of Trustees cannot get you in conversation. But if you go to the workshop that's coming up, they will be able to have a conversation with you over any topic that you want. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Swatlow. Catherine Patlin? Patton or Patlin? Oh. Your name and address?
Drive. Thank you. First of all, before I even start my concerns, Is there still an issue about people bringing in their own water and snacks when we're lakeside or not? Because we heard that we're not going to be allowed to bring our own water in or snacks.
Catherine, if you look at the agenda, it is on the agenda to be discussed today.
Okay, then I will speak to it. So, first of all, I said not allowing us to bring water. By now, you must be aware that drinking bottled water can lead to the ingestion of hundreds of thousands of nanoparticles, which are harmful to our bodies and can be linked to a slew of health issues from chronic inflammation to cancer. And I personally just spent hundreds of dollars to get myself a reverse osmosis system at my house because the water is orange, yellow. It stains my my little thing that I put my dishes on after I wash them. As far as snacks, I don't see many people bringing in snacks, especially on Friday or Saturday nights. Personally, my group and I celebrate birthdays and special holidays with cake and other desserts. And every so often, we might bring them on a Sunday afternoon if we're sitting outside for the pool time and everything. And speaking of Sunday afternoons in the summer, I don't think one bottle of water is going to cut it either. So then people would be stuck eating more. And the other issue that I want to bring up is I don't think that we're making too much money at the lounge with alcohol because everybody's going to happy hours or out to dinner first and having their drinks 2 for $7. You have Bottoms Up, the Moose, the Orioles, where they can get their glass of wine for $3.50. And I keep seeing that the prices go up. A lot of people now are on fixed incomes and the price of everything is going up. So I just think it would be nice. One time years ago we had maybe a happy hour on Saturdays, maybe 5 to 6, so people maybe instead of going out might come lakeside and have their drinks there, but they're not going to get it. I don't see a lot of people even having that many drinks when I'm up there, to be honest with you. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. Before we go any further, I would like to mention that the discussion has nothing to do with bringing food into the bay, into the pool area, or the. It has nothing to do with bringing snacks or food. Okay. The rest of it will be discussed because there's a lot to discuss about it. But as far as food, that has never been something that we put on the agenda. Sue Hansen? Susie Hansen.
Good afternoon. My name is Susie Hansen, 937 Thrush Circle, Barefoot Bay. I'm here today because I have serious concerns about the proposed increase to our tax assessment cap. For many of us, this community is our home, not just an investment. We budget, plan, and live within our means based on the expectations that were set when we chose to live here. A 3% cap provides stability and predictability. Removing or raising that cap creates uncertainty for every resident. What's also concerning is that a decision of this magnitude is being discussed without a direct vote or clear input from the residents who will be financially impacted. In the past, when our community considered major projects, like the proposed pickleball courts, it was put to a vote. Residents had a voice, and the project was ultimately voted down. That process made sense. It was transparent, and it respected the people who live here. So, it raises a simple and important question. Why would something that directly affects every resident's finances not be handled in the same way? This isn't about being for or against change. It's about how decisions are made. Many communities encourage residents' input or even voting on major financial decisions because that kind of involvement builds trust, transparency, and confidence in leadership. I respectfully ask the board to slow this process down and give residents a meaningful opportunity to be heard, whether it's through a vote or another clear and open form of input. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Linda Morrissey? Linda?
Hi, everybody. My name's Linda Morrissey, and I'm at 901 Cashew Circle, the corner of Cashew and Midway. I know this has been brought up before, but something has to be done with Midway. This is a treacherous road. I've been raking leaves, which is very difficult for me, almost every day except for the rain. And these people do not go around us. They aim for us. They have picked up my leaf bags and dragged it under their car. They have run over my sprinklers. I had a lady come the wrong way on my grass, over my sprinklers, came out of her car and asked me to read her phone in Spanish to see what it said because she was looking for a road. This road is unreal. My husband and I cannot cross this road any longer. The other issue I have is a lot of people on our block on Midway keep their houses atrocious. They're a mess. But yet we're expected to keep our homes nice and our lawns neat and trimmed when other people have garbage all over the place. This is not fair to the people that take respect in their homes. I'm to a point I want to move the hell out of here, because nothing's ever done. And I've been here a long time. And my husband was a trustee here. And we are just fed up with it. It has changed so much in here. It's unbelievable. I'm not even happy, and I put a lot of money in my house since I came back from Orlando. And I find it's not even worth it. I don't have much to say about the partying on weekends because we don't go there. But that's just our choice. But I just hope somebody can do something about something around here, because we've been here a long time like it, but don't like it anymore. And that's a shame, because was where we resided. Thank you.
Linda, can you hold on a minute? Rob Allen, where are you? Rob, do you have the name of the person in charge of traffic with Brevard County?
I have the communications person.
Okay. Would you share that with Linda?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Linda.
Joanne Pepin?
Hi, Joanne Pepin, 1009 Buttonwood. For those who don't know, I'm a pool host, and we are very concerned about some of the new things you guys want us to do. It's been said that we don't do anything. We sit on our butts, and so now we have to clean the food people's tables because we don't do anything. But you don't understand how much grief we get from people every day and how much we are picking up their messes. It's just, I don't understand it. And if you want to start limiting people bringing in drinks, that means that puts more stuff on us. We're going to have to search their bags. They want us to search purses now, people. That's what I've heard. So you could bring in a gun, but you can't bring in a nip bottle of alcohol. I don't understand it. And it's just going to cause us more grief. Somebody wrote on the Facebook page that we are the ones who wanted this. Absolutely not. Because we're already dealing with looking in bags, making sure we can do what we can. But I'm not sticking my hand in anybody's bag, because as soon as I do, they're going to say, what happened to my 50? Or my diamond ring was in there, where it's gone now. You're going to take us off this liability that people are going to accuse us, because we get accused of stuff all the time. Making up rules, being, people have threatened us, people have touched us in aggressive ways. And the other thing I want to say is I don't ever see any of you at the pool looking around. When's the last time any of you went to pool 3 and looked at it? It's disgusting. You want this, I know you there because you're dropping off but to actually go to the pool, all of them, and look at the condition they're in. You want this to be a resort? How can it be a resort when you don't even clean the tables every day? I go in and clean the tables. I only do it 2 or 3 times a week because that's all the hours I'm allowed. I power wash the mold off the sidewalks. That's where you start. That's where you start if you want to make this place a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. You brought up some points that we can address, and I thank you for your comments. Jan Kreitz?
Yes, I'm going to refer to the town hall meeting where I can get some answers to my questions.
Thank you.
Rather than you just listen to what I have to say.
All right.
I want some answers.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Mr. Bill Gary, or Jerry. There we go.
Bill Gary, 1024 Barefoot Circle. It might have already been answered, okay? The question was about bringing snacks and water to the pool. I'm kind of hard of hearing, so I wasn't sure what you said. But if I heard you correctly, it says we can still bring bottled water and we can still bring snacks to the pool.
What you heard was me talking about food, and their snacks are eligible to be brought into the pool area. As far as the water, there are some conditions, but water can be brought. We'll talk about that in the agenda, okay?
Okay. And hands off to the pool girls and guys that watch our pool.
You know what, I do want to add to Joanne's comment. It's not just to us as board members, guys. She's talking about the rest of us, all of us, cleaning up after ourselves while we're at these places. So, thank you. Donna Collette.
Good afternoon. Donna Collette, 854 Periwinkle Circle. Those are tough feet to follow, but anyways, in reference to the topic that's coming up about the drinks and pool 1, et cetera, and this woman said something, but I wanted to say it formally. I feel that something, obviously the crowd that's here is actually blowing my mind because I go to many meetings and this is probably, it's just unbelievable. So, number one, it would be nice to see a lot more people attend a meeting so that you could follow up with some things that are going on. The second thing is, I do believe it should be brought up at a town hall because this way, you can ask your question, you can get answers right away, and then you may get an answer to someone else's question that you may have had. So, instead of everybody showing up for something like this, I would like to see it put somewhere on an agenda or however it is. And I believe the next town hall is April 21st at 9 a.m. I looked it up on the peak of the week. It's right here in Building D&E. So rather than have everybody get up in arms about questions that they can't have answered, et cetera, I think that's a perfect time that should be discussed. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. I would love to see this turnout at Town Hall. Janice Kerwan? Kerwan, thank you.
Janice Kerwin, 924 Cypress Street. It's basically what they said about the water at the pool. But my thing is, with other things, it doesn't matter what we say, because I've seen this when you were charging what the amount, when you bring a guest, what the pool is. We said it was too much money. You gave the old, we'll think about it, and you charge what you want. My thing is, we all live here. We pay the amount to live here. It should be our decision on what, not yours. We live here, we pay. Everybody here should have a vote and make the decision what we want to do here, not just what you up here make the decision. Because we all told you we couldn't afford the $20 per person when people come, and you were like, we'll think about it, and you charge the $20. So it's like, we tell you, goes in one ear and out the other, and you do what you want. Then we come to pay for our visitors, and we pay the $20 or whatever, and then you have a fair here or whatever, and it's open to the public. So I pay for my guests here, and everybody comes in, and I paid for those days, and it was free to the public. So I pissed away money for my guests, and everybody came for 2 days for free, while you had the fair here for whatever, Saturday and Sunday. Then you had a band, and you closed it down for an hour, charged a cover fee, and I have to pay, I can't go to the pool unless I pay that cover fee. Is that fair? No, right? No.
That's why we're here.
And what does everybody say to that? Oh, I shouldn't have to pay that cover fee. I live here. But I have to pay a cover fee or I can't go in the pool. Again, I don't understand where you're thinking. But again, it doesn't matter what we say because it goes in one ear and out the other with you people. You just do what you want. Doesn't matter what we say. We pay, we live here, we pay our stuff. But you just do what you want. It shouldn't be your decision. It should be everybody here's decision. All 5,000 homes should make the decision, not you. Again. Oh, surprise. Again, you need to stop. Stop letting it go in one ear and out the other and listen to everybody here. We shouldn't have to keep coming to these meetings because you don't listen to us anyway. We should start doing it. You should sit here and we should sit there and let you say what you want to say and not listen to you. Enough.
Thank you, Janice. Mr. Ottenhoff. Rick?
Good afternoon. Rick Ottenhoff, 921 First Street. I'm here to talk about flip-flops and pool. Flip-flops. It seems that every time this board makes a decision, I got to hold on for a couple of years because the decision is going to flip around to the other side. You take smoking, for example. You made a decision, you set an area, you spent money on it, you changed it when the freezer construction was going on, and then you changed it again, going back to the deck of Pool 1. Make up your mind, make a decision, and stick with it. You can't be flipping and flopping around all the time. You mentioned, it was mentioned in the minutes, that you talked to a few people, Elaine. You talked to a few people. Why didn't you talk to these people? You can't just talk to a few people and come to a meeting and make up your mind saying, we're going to change it. You need to provide the public, the people in this community, with information, a report, before you make a decision. The community manager should be required to prepare a report for the board and for the public to take a look at before you make decisions. For example, with the smoking, a report should have been written saying that this was the way it was. This is we had to change it for this reason. Now we've had 100 people, 1,000 people, 2,000 people petition the board, and we're going to change our mind. We're going to go back to a different way of handling smoking. But no, it just appears on the agenda as minutes, and it's going to be talked at the next meeting, but there's no context. There's no context. You have to come to the meeting to figure out exactly what you're going to be talking about. Case in point as well as the pool. How many people here came because they saw something on Facebook?
Sir, please.
So how many people came because they saw the agenda item, Pool 1 and Brevard golf course picnic area entry procedures?
Sir,
No mention
sir,
of snacks
please,
or water or anything, just Pool 1.
Sir,
Point of order.
It could be redoing the deck.
please address the board.
So, anyway, I cannot
Hold on a
believe-
moment, Rick. Our attorney.
Please address the board.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks.
it.
Yeah, no problem. So if you had an agenda item, a report package sent out, other than just the minutes from the last meeting, because that's all we have to read is the minutes. There's no context. There's no position taken. There's no recommendation from the community manager. There should be more information shared, and we should not have to look to Facebook or any other publication to figure out what's going on with the board. I could have come to this meeting and found out that Pool 1, you're redoing the deck. Great, redo the deck. But no, it's about water. But there's nothing in here about water or snacks or anything else. You got to provide more information. We're in the dark. Thank you.
Next one would be Lorraine Andrews.
Lorraine Andrews, 1221 Chippewa Drive. I didn't come here today to really speak at this meeting, but I'm going to speak, and I'm going to wing it. For everybody that's here to argue about the CPI or the cap that's going to be raised, you had your chance. This was done on a meeting, in a board meeting. This is no surprise. I don't know why everybody is so surprised that this is all of a sudden coming up on Facebook and making it sound like the board is hiding stuff and being secret. They're not. You people just are not coming to the meetings. You're not listening, reading, going to the videos and watching the videos. I do. I take the time. I know I'm probably going to get booed here, but, you know, you are electing the people here on the board. They run, they get elected. If they don't, they run again, or maybe they don't run again at all. If you don't like what they are doing, you have the opportunity to elect new people every 2 to 3 years. Come on, people, you can't put all the blame on the board. They are homeowners just like we are homeowners. And to be rude and to have some of the words that are used to these board members is ridiculous. I had an anonymous person contact me by Facebook Messenger, and everything was going good as long as I was listening to what she was saying. As soon as I disagreed with her, the name calling and everything else was going down. And then she finally said to me, "Don't contact me again." And I said to her, "Hey, lady, you contacted me, so don't contact me again. This is ridiculous. We are adults. We are not children." Unbelievable. Would you run for a position on the board that is not paid for and then have to take abuse every damn week? Come on, if you got something to say, make an appointment with the board member. They are available. I make appointments. They get tired of hearing from me. I don't hide. I got it. I'll address the board. And I don't hide behind anonymous participant. That is cowardly. Put your name out there. If you're going to complain and try to pull people, and you're trying to pull people in with you to agree, put your name on the damn posts. And as far as the board, you're doing a wonderful job. You're doing the best you can. Every board does what they feel is right for the community. And like I said, if you don't like it, you have the opportunity to vote them out. I don't agree with everything the board says. But come on, we are adults. We are not children. We're not going to hold your hand and go around making sure everybody's happy. Is everybody happy in life? No, they're not. I'm not all the time. But I'm not out putting it out on Facebook and trying to complain about everything. Yeah, there are things that are not right here. It's not the same place that I bought into 14 years ago. But there's a lot of new people here, a lot of younger people here. And they have made changes for the younger people. They're trying. You got to give them credit for trying. So as far as I'm concerned, people need to have a little bit more respect for the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Lorraine. Rob Allen.
Hi, my name is Anonymous. I apologize. My name is Rob Allen. I own the Tatler newspaper and barefootbay.com. I rarely, yes, start the clock, please. You know me, thank you. I do direct my my comments to the board. If the folks behind me happen to be listening, that's up to them. I want to mention a couple of things with regards to the trustees. The trustees all have a very difficult job. You may not realize how difficult their job is, but they have laws that they have to abide by. So when they see something, even if they're on Facebook, if they see something on Facebook, they can't really respond. Not really. I think Jeff does a fantastic job of responding in a way that doesn't get you in any trouble. You've done a very, very good job of that, and I appreciate that. And the reason I say I appreciate that, because I'm the voice of reason on Barefoot Bay, or on Facebook, when dealing with anonymous posts. I have been a trustee. I was elected to this board. I was elected to the board back in the days when we hired SDS, when we were working on getting the all of the funds collected by the board or by the county. I remember the days when we had 4,900 checks coming in, and often there weren't 4,900, there was 4,500, because 400 people decided they weren't going to pay this month, because they had an attitude about our community that this was something they could pay for if they wanted to. That what we have here, well, I don't use it, I shouldn't have to pay for it. I really feel like that's unfortunately where we're at right now. We have a situation where we have folks that just don't understand that we elect all of you to make those decisions for us. We have budget meetings so that people can come and make comments and comment on the budget, but ultimately the 5 of you have to vote on that budget. And some of you know I'm very unhappy when you don't vote unanimously, because that's a populist viewpoint. When we have a budget and you have to make your numbers work, I've got 36 seconds. You have to make your numbers work. You have to make them work. Folks are complaining about the fees going up. Well, that's a direct relation to the cap. You may not want to believe that, but it's a direct relation to the cap. The reason that we have to raise fees is because we have expenses that some of you just don't know or don't care. And if you go on barefootbay.com, I will provide you as many answers as I can. And of course, I do publish a newspaper once a month. People tend to be pretty happy with it. Have a great day.
Thank you, Rob. And the last, Sydney James.
That wasn't a prop. I forgot my water bottle over here when I signed up, and I'm very parched. Only been half an hour. So I'm going to talk about one thing, which is I hope that you will allow people like me to bring water in my own water bottle. I don't buy bottled water unless I have to, if I forgot my bottle. It's horrible for the environment to have all this thrown away plastic. And I have a filter at home, and I just hope you won't restrict that and go with the honor system. If people are illegally or against the rules bringing in booze, well, I don't know. I want to say that I'd like you to add an agenda item, please, to consider discussing changing this meeting time. Tons of people can't be here because they have to work. I think it's amazing how many people are here, but if the meeting was after a lot of people work, a lot of people get off work at 5, maybe you'll have way more people, including at the town hall. People have talked today about they want their input, they're missing input. Maybe they can't be here, and that's why they aren't getting their input. I would like the board to consider surveys. So there's free survey options like SurveyMonkey. I myself, in previous work, have created surveys, compiled data. I am happy to volunteer to create surveys, and it's done through email, electronically. You collect the person's address, make sure they really are a person who has a vote, and you can ask everybody who wants to participate, how do you feel about these topics? Rate them. What is the rating of all the different things that need to be done, your 5-year plan? You know, it is important to hear from as many people as possible. So I really would, again, volunteer if you would consider sending out surveys. Lastly, I have read the full, I forget what the word is, the filing about this lawsuit. I found it very well written. The attorneys, our side, the Board of Trustees side, I found it very interesting to read, and I wish I would encourage people behind me to read it as well. This isn't about a 3% cap at all. It's never mentioned, so that's just false. But I would love to be able to find out when there's a chance to go to the court case and maybe speak on behalf. I support the board's position in their lawsuit. Thank you.
Thank you. Garrett, would you like to step up and give a brief?
Yeah, can we see if there's any more public comment first?
There are no more public comments.
Can we solicit?
Anyone else?
We got.
Okay.
Because just so folks in the audience know, we do have a litigation executive session at 2 o'clock. And what we'll have to do to get ready for that is we will have to shut the meeting down, and all of you will have to file out so we can get the court reporter in here. We can have our meeting with our outside counsel, and then it'll take about 45 minutes, I think, to do all of that, do the meeting, and then get all of you back in here for the remainder of the meeting. So I just want to make sure we get through public comment. I have a short little bit I was going to say to you all who are interested about the cap, and then that way the board can get on with its business. So I appreciate all of you being respectful and courteous this evening.
Mimi?
Marianne Corwin, 554 Marlin Circle. I'll be brief. I would like to see some sort of mechanism where residents are informed through maybe an email system, something. I would think that administration has our emails on file, something where we can maybe get every time there's a board meeting, you know, and something ahead of time and the results afterwards. I know it's a little work, but it can be done. The second thing is, since I bought in 2018, the process previously was different. So as far as the cap goes, or whatever happens with the lawsuit, what can you at least explain what the process was back then when Barefoot Bay collected the taxes or collected the rec fee? Was there a separate bill from the county for their portion, or you know, what would happen if Barefoot Bay was brought back? It was brought back to Barefoot Bay to oversee all that.
Can I wait for the rest of the questions, and then we'll have our attorney direct
Sure.
that answer?
Thanks.
Okay. Anyone else?
Question on that festival, when they gave everybody.
Sir, can you give us your name and address?
My name is Donald LaPlume. My address is 317 Loquat Drive, Barefoot Bay. Anyways, if they're going to charge us $5, I got 14 grandchildren. Okay? Anyways, charge me, when one family comes down, it's going to cost me at least $30 to go to the pool. But yet you can turn around and have these festival people come in. They should charge them, not us. In other words, somebody that you had a festival, fine. They want to go in the pool, $5 to get in the door, or more, and not charging us. There should be adjustment somewhere. Years ago, it was a lot cheaper to bring my family down here. For a whole week, I can get $7. Now it's $30. It's a big difference. Anyways, plus all the other crap that's been going on. Another thing too, about charging us $10 to go into a meeting, to go into the pool, our pool. They'll charge us $10. That's wrong. We should have it for free. If they want to have a concert, put it in Building A, but don't put it in our pool area. That's our pool. Anyways, that's about all I can say about it. But so many things have been changed over the year. It has been terrible. And I understand that the trustees try to work everything out. They're trying to look at the money situation because that's what costs and everything. We got to stop and think. Back in 2020 was the problem where it started many years ago, when they shut down the entire place. Instead of like when I used to go down to Captain Arms, 2020, I used to get buy my meal, and they used to give me a free 6-pack of beer, just for the incentive to go there. Now, I don't want to mention any name, but somebody said we shut the entire place. They could have opened up the lounge, not the lounge, I'm sorry. Yeah, the lounge, and have the window open, and serving people with food and alcohol at the pool. But they shut it down, everything. And they cost them money to put all this stuff in. They shouldn't have. They should have opened something out like just Captain Arms and the other restaurants did to survive. That's all I can say. Have a great day.
Thanks, Mr. Bloom. Joanne?
My name is Joanne Ploss. I live at 1028 Barefoot Circle. I am on the committee that runs the Barefoot Bay Food Festival. I'm curious. Everybody keeps saying how we open the doors and all these people come in our pool. I would guess that nobody comes to our festival with their bathing suits to go swimming in our pool. I would be curious to see any paperwork that would support these people's allegations. Okay, we have thousands of people coming. We don't really get that many people jumping in that pool as far as I know. But that's just my opinion, and it's just based on my observations being there for the full 2 days of the event and after. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Joanne, my understanding is from a pool host that anybody that want to go swimming, they'd have to show the ID badge that they're in the bay and they're going swimming and anybody that comes to these pit part things there, I never seen them come over to go swimming. I mean, it's just once inside, but they have to show their badge.
Sure. It's just
Thank
a
you.
big misconception. So, okay, thank you very much. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you, Joanne. Yes, sir.
And Madam Chair, this will have to be our last.
Jerome Daigle, 902 Waterway Drive.
Hold on, Jerome.
If this can be our last speaker before we call for our executive session, because our court reporter does need some time to get set up before we do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, and we will recess after this. We'll have our executive session, and then you are welcome to come back for the rest of the meeting.
My thoughts are on just saving money alone and some of the things that are very obvious, like I brought it up to you before about shading those windows, because we play cornhole on a Monday night, and no matter what you do with that AC, it won't work. So much heat is coming through those windows in the afternoon. I can't help but think you would save thousands just by shading those windows alone. That's one. Number one, why do our DOR guys have to ride around in pickup trucks? With the gas the way it is, they should have little echoes. We'd save thousands. They don't need pickup trucks to survey the area. So there's another one is the horseshoe pits lit up every night. All that electricity, nobody's playing there. I don't know if it's a safety issue. Turn them all off, leave one on, but you don't need all those lights every night. For 6 years, I've been thinking thousands of dollars are getting wasted on energy, and nobody's looking at trying to be conservative instead of coming up with more money to pay for what's going on. So that's just my comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerome. We are going to take a recess. We'll be back.
Chairwoman, I need to read the notice first.
Hold on, please.
They're welcome to step out if they'd like, but I just still have to read the
All
notice.
right. You want him to address the issue of the CPI? Yes. Is that what? No.
I've got to read a notice to get us into the executive session, but I will address the CPI issue. If you all hang out for a little bit until after the session, I'll make myself available to address some of the things that got brought up in public comment. The board will now be going into an executive session to discuss the Pamela Marie Morrison v. Barefoot Bay Recreation District litigation. The executive session is estimated. Hey, folks, you can leave, but please quiet up. The executive session is estimated to last 45 minutes. Notice is hereby given that the following individuals will be in attendance at the executive session. Chairwoman Elaine Vanbershot, Trustee Joe Klosky, Trustee Jeff Grunow, Trustee Edward Haslam, Trustee Bruce Amos, District Manager Kent Shoshone, myself, General Counsel Garrett Olson, outside legal counsel Galen Flynn will appear remotely, and a court reporter. The entire session will be recorded by a certified court reporter. The reporter will record the times of commencement and termination of the session. All discussion and proceedings, the names of all persons present at any time, and the names of all persons speaking. No portion of the session will be off the record. The court reporter's notes will be fully transcribed and filed with the clerk within a reasonable time after the meeting and after the litigation has concluded. At the conclusion of the executive session, the meeting will be reopened. Folks will be allowed to come back in the room, and the chair will announce the termination of the executive session and the reopening of our regular meeting. Chair, would be appropriate now to gavel us into the executive session. All right.
We are in an executive session.
All right.
Please, I encourage you to come back.